You think if the power goes out tomorrow, the first thing people will run out of is electricity. It's not. It's food. Within 24 to 48 hours, grocery stores are empty. Refrigerators stop working. Freezers melt into useless boxes of spoiled meat. And suddenly, everything you thought was normal food becomes a liability. But here's the part nobody tells you. Some foods don't just help you survive a blackout, they quietly decide whether you last a week or months. Because in a long-term blackout, calories become currency. Not taste, not brand, not comfort, pure energy. Your body doesn't care if it's gourmet, it cares if it keeps you moving, thinking, and alive. Let's start with something deceptively simple. Rice. Dry rice, stored properly, can last decades. That's not an exaggeration. It's dense in carbohydrates, which means fast, usable energy for your body. When everything collapses, your brain and muscles will be burning glucose constantly, and rice becomes a reliable fuel source. But there's a catch nobody mentions. You need water to cook it, and in a blackout, water isn't guaranteed. So rice is powerful. But only if you've already solved your water problem. Now imagine you're exhausted, dehydrated, maybe slightly injured, and you need instant energy. That's where honey becomes something almost mythical. Honey doesn't spoil, ever. Archaeologists have found jars of honey thousands of years old, still edible. It's naturally antibacterial, meaning it can double as a wound treatment if things go bad. But more importantly, it's pure, fast-absorbing sugar. Your body can convert it into energy almost immediately. In a crisis, that speed matters. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. But sugar alone won't keep you alive. Without protein, your body starts breaking itself down. Muscle loss, weakness, slower reactions. And that's where lentils quietly become one of the most valuable foods you can store. They're lightweight, last for years, and packed with protein and fiber. They stabilize your energy and keep your body functioning longer. But again, there's a trade-off. They require cooking, time, and fuel. And in a blackout, fuel becomes one of the most precious resources. If you can't cook efficiently, even the best food becomes useless. So what happens when you can't cook at all? That's where peanut butter enters the picture, and this is where things get serious. A single jar is loaded with fats and proteins, high calorie, dense, and ready to eat instantly. No fire, no water, no preparation, just open it and survive. This is why similar high-calorie spreads are used in military rations and disaster relief. They deliver maximum energy with minimal effort. In a scenario where every action costs energy, peanut butter gives you more than it takes. But surviving isn't just about calories, it's about balance. If your body starts lacking micronutrients, things begin to fail in ways you don't notice at first. Fatigue, brain fog, weak immunity, and this is where dried fruits and nuts become critical. Almonds, walnuts, raisins, they're compact, nutrient-dense, and shelf-stable. They provide essential vitamins, healthy fats, and minerals that keep your system running. A small handful can do what an entire meal sometimes can't: keep your body from quietly breaking down. Now here's something most people completely overlook: salt, plain salt. In a blackout, especially in hot conditions or stressful situations, your body loses electrolytes through sweat. Without salt, your muscles cramp, your nerves misfire, and your brain slows down. You can drink water all day, but without electrolytes, your body can't use it properly. Salt becomes the invisible line between functioning and collapsing. Then there's oats, one of the most underrated survival foods. They cook quickly, require less water than many grains, and release energy slowly over time. That slow release is critical. It keeps your blood sugar stable, your focus sharp, and your energy consistent. And here's the part that makes oats even more powerful: you don't always need to cook them. With enough time, they can soften in cold water. That flexibility can make a difference when fuel is scarce. But the real shift happens when you stop thinking about food as something you consume and start thinking of it as something you create. Seeds. Most people ignore them completely, but seeds are not just food. They're a future food supply. If your stored food runs out, seeds give you the ability to grow more. Vegetables, grains, sustainable nutrition. In a long-term collapse, this is what separates temporary survival from long-term stability. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. And this is where most people fail. They stockpile food, but they don't build a system. They don't think about water. They don't think about fuel. They don't think about how long their food actually lasts once it's opened, cooked, or exposed. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Food alone won't save you. The wrong food, without a plan, becomes dead weight. But the right food, used correctly, becomes time. And time is the one thing you can't replace in a collapse. So the real question isn't what you have stored, it's how long you can make it last, when everything else stops working. Subscribe to our channel to watch such videos.